In EISENDRACHE, the conversations between our characters are very, very interesting. On my channel, I've already actually covered most of what Ricktoffen tells us. There are some very interesting videos that I have made about the conversations he has, but today I want to talk about Takeo. He mentions a couple of things that I think could be important to the future of our zombie storyline. As always, if you enjoyed the video, if you could just take 2 seconds out of your time and drop me a like rating whenever you feel like it, I will give you guys a free pair of beats, a new pair of genuine fake beats. They're not fake at all. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to let you listen to the quotes, and of course, we'll be back after. Enjoy.
Hidden eyes watch over this place. We are being observed, studied. I see events yet to unfold. Conflict among allies. A place hidden by ocean. Figures in shadow. If Ricktoffen hides truth from the others, what does he hide from me? Ricktoffen believes hard choices lay in store for us all. I steel myself at that moment.
So in EISENDRACHE, Takeo keeps going on about our characters being observed. He says eyes are watching over us. Hidden eyes are watching over this castle. He says that we are being observed. People are watching us, or something out there is watching us. Now this isn't what I want to focus on, but it is very interesting. Is he possibly talking about the apothecans? Maybe the keepers? Is he maybe talking about Samantha, who we thought was in control, but when we saw what was inside of the MPD when it came back down to EISENDRACHE, we saw Samantha wasn't there. And also Ricktoffen is confused as to who is controlling these zombies. We can hear Samantha as the announcer, yet she doesn't seem to be on moon. So who really is controlling these zombies, or what's happening, we don't know. But Takeo says something is watching over us. He then says he can basically see into the future. He specifically says, I can see events that have yet to unfold. I can see conflict between allies, and I can see a place hidden by ocean. These future events that have yet to unfold, now we know Takeo has already been seeing things and hearing people in his head. In the Giant, he says to Ricktoffen, I have seen a man in shadow. He also mentions he has seen a girl or these children in this house, the same house that we can see floating in the air in the Infection multiplayer map. We guess Samantha and Eddie are in here, and they have got lost through space and time. Takeo somehow can see them, or he knows about them, and he's now going on about him being able to see events that are going to happen within the future. He mentions a conflict between allies. Now, does he mean a conflict between the two allies that have been brought up recently, Group 935 and Division 9? In our next map that we go to, which we think is Pompeii, which we think will be based around Takeo and us having to kill his O1 version, his test subject, are the two allies, Group 935 and Division 9, somehow going to have an argument, to fall out, to shoot up, some type of conflict? By allies, does he maybe mean his other crew members, Takeo, Nikolai, Ricktoffen and Dempsey? Since they are all working together in the future, are they all going to fall out? Ricktoffen going around killing the other test subjects could cause this conflict between them all, which could cause them all fighting, which could mean they all end up doing something they didn't mean to do. He then says a place hidden by ocean, figures in shadow. This is very interesting because we know we are going to Pompeii for our next DLC, which is a smallish island surrounded by, I believe, what is the Pacific Ocean, surrounded by sea. Is he specifically talking about the island Pompeii? Or I made a video not long ago saying that the specific pinpoint location that we are going to on that island is called Nam Madal. Nam Madal actually has an underground area, or kind of like a small town that has been sunk underwater. This town, this area that was built up by the people that used to live there, or actually the rumor is it was supposedly built by these two mythological gods. I've done videos on this before, but that little village has been sunken underwater and has been drowned. He says a place hidden by ocean. The way he says it's hidden doesn't make it sound like it's an island that would be surrounded by ocean. He specifically said it is hidden. Hidden meaning the ocean is covering it. So is he specifically talking about Nam Madal that is underwater, not the island? If so, does that mean we are going underwater to that underwater village in our next DLC? And in fact, H.P. Lovecraft, the guy that is involved with our storyline right now, the creator of the Cthulhu mythos, which includes the apothecans, the Shadow Man, the gatekeepers, all of these new creatures that we have in our zombie storyline right now, he based one of his stories called The Call of Cthulhu in a place called Rillier. Rillier is based off Nam Madal, this underwater city. And supposedly Cthulhu is asleep under there. He's dormant, he's dead, and he could be awoken. So if this fictional place in Lovecraft's book called Rillier is based off Nam Madal, the underwater area, and Cthulhu sleeps there, are we possibly going to Rillier, or this underwater village of Nam Madal in DLC 2, which is the home of Cthulhu? How interesting would that be to actually have an underwater section of a map, or maybe the whole map is underwater? We don't know, but just the way Takeo says it is hidden hidden by ocean does make it sound like it is underwater and not surrounded by it. He then finishes off by saying Ricktoffen says he has something in store for all of us, and Ricktoffen is hiding things from all of us. Takeo says he must ready himself for that moment. The only things we know that Ricktoffen is hiding from Takeo so far is the fact that Takeo is going to have to kill himself. At the moment he doesn't know that, just like Dempsey did and Ricktoffen did to himself. But also Ricktoffen mentions that he has a message for Takeo. We believe this message to be a message from the Emperor, one that Ricktoffen seems to have gotten when Takeo was on the island of Pompeii and writing letters to the Emperor. Takeo mentioned in one of his letters to the Emperor, "I have not been receiving any of your replies," and the reason for that may have been because Ricktoffen was taking the Emperor's replies to Takeo for himself. And when we do finally go to Pompeii, Ricktoffen is going to use that letter from the Emperor to Takeo to help convince Takeo that he does need to kill his original version, because whatever his original version did in Pompeii is going to somehow harm Japan, and that will convince Takeo to kill his O1 version. He is an honourable character, and he isn't going to kill himself. He isn't going to kill his own character who he thought was helping the Emperor without a good enough reason, and that letter may just convince him. So that's the secret that Ricktoffen may be keeping from Takeo. There may be more, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But all of this is very interesting. Takeo possibly talking about the underwater city, this man in shadow and these people or these creatures, whatever they are, watching over us, and this secret hidden by Ricktoffen. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments section below. I always read all of your comments, and it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Like I said, a like rating would be appreciated. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.